On this episode of Latitudes, we embark on a long journey through the desert to Pakistan and witness its thriving metropolis and magnificent architecture. Further east, we join Mike Ball's diving expeditions to the marine life-rich seas of Papua New Guinea and Australia. Experience the Virgin Islands of Seychelles and submerge yourself in paradise. Last but not least, we go to visit the French Polynesian island Tahiti and its wonderful peoples and peninsulas. Karachi, the international gateway to the country, a thriving metropolis with unexpected tourist attractions, intriguing historic buildings, bustling exotic markets with bargains at every turn. Pakistan is home to miles of uncrowded beach on the Arabian Sea. All this near world-class hotels and amenities. In addition to local city tours, Travel Walchies tours can take tourists to enjoy excursions back in time to the magnificent fort at Kukdichi. Reminisce the glory of the Mughal Empire in Tatar, and to the ancient end of civilization in Makli Hills and Mohenjo-daro. In the centre of Pakistan is the modern capital, Islamabad. Barely 30 years old, its striking buildings, designed by some of the most distinguished architects, include the awe-inspiring Faisal Mosque. Islamabad is a convenient departure point for tours of the Swat Valley, lush fruit orchards, flower-filled pastures, and clear mountain streams. Those who travel with Travel Walchies will be able to dine at the White Palace, the summer retreat of the first Walai of Swat. You can then explore ancient Buddhist sites with one of Travel Walchies' experienced guides. Many visitors come to shop in Pakistan for the renowned weaving, jewellery and furniture crafted by local villagers. A short drive southward leads to Peshawar, an ancient stopover on the Silk Road, where many people come for trade but still remains a bargain hunter's delight. For the adventuresome, Travel Walchies has excursions to the Khyber Pass and the famous gun factories of Daraa, where artisans make perfect replicas of any firearm. To visit the Peshawar doesn't mean roughing it. There are many places to stay, like the 5-star Pearl Continental or luxurious and historic Khan Club in the heart of the Old Quarter. A short flight from Peshawar is Lahore, justly called the City of Saints. It attained its glory during the Mughal period during the 16th century. To explore its numerous attractions, Travel Walchies offers a selection of sightseeing tours tailored to each client's interests. 500 years ago, work began on the Lahore fort. Now, walking in the footsteps of past emperors, one can easily imagine the splendour of the royal court. Overlooking the fort is the Badshani Mosque, one of the world's largest. Travel Walchies regularly tour the Shalimar Gardens, set out Persian style with marble pavilions and more than 400 fountains. An unforgettable event is the Horse and Cattle Show held each spring. It's a 5-day celebration of Pakistan's rich cultural mosaic. Pomp and pageantry that must be seen to be believed. The old city of Mechan is another magical destination. local families make pilgrimages to the magnificent tombs of saintly peers. Tourists come to experience living history. Take back some unique souvenirs. And even have their future revealed by a feathered fortune teller. Baluchistan to the southwest is the most mysterious province in Pakistan. Join us next time as we take you on a tour into the deeper regions of magnificent Pakistan. Papua New Guinea is the land of adventure and has some of the finest diving. Mike Ball's Paradise Sport sets a due standard for liveaboard diving in Milne Bay, Kimby Bay and Kavieng. Paradise Sport provides world-class style, comfort, conveniences and service and has a spacious saloon with large panoramic windows. A choice of accommodation is offered from luxurious premium suites to more economical options. All cabins have spacious private bathrooms with modern amenities. Passengers relax on the sun deck between dives and often visit the unique forward observation deck for comfortable viewing as Paradise Sport cruises amongst picturesque islands. Fresh produce is purchased from local villages and the chefs prepare a range of international and vegetarian menus. Their dedicated 12-person crew of Papua New Guineans and Australians endeavour to provide the highest standard of service. A hot drink wake-up call starts the new dive day in a civilised way. Paradise Sports resident Video Photo Pro provides onboard photo and video services such as E6 processing, video editing and DVD production. They have a large light table and a huge multi-tiered camera table on the dive deck. Diving is normally conducted from the main vessel to ensure that there are no more than 12 divers at small sites. The large inflatables can take you to other close reefs. Just 400 metres from Diners Beach is Deacon's Reef, a great dive site featured on National Geographic, with photogenic red whips, huge gorgonians and schooling fish. Nitrox is available on all Mike Ball dive expedition vessels. Nitrox courses are available on board, as well as other specialties. Paradise Sport have a dive site mooring program to prevent anchor damage to our fragile reef. Mike Ball Dive Expedition's Safe Solo program allows solo diving for suitable, experienced and equipped divers. One special aspect of their service is the exotic creature finding program. The dive team will locate the unusual Papua New Guinea marine life for you to photograph. Unlimited diving commences with an early morning dive through to the night dive. Many divers do 5 or more dives a day. After the Nautilus has been collected from very deep water, the Nautilus are released at 10 metres for a short time. This provides a rare opportunity to observe or photograph these amazing animals. Afterwards, the Nautilus is safely returned to deep water before being released. The seas of the Coral Triangle that surround Papua New Guinea are recognised as having the greatest marine biodiversity in the world. Included are spectacular hard coral formations, amazing soft coral formations, and exotic marine life that can be difficult to find, as well as a wide variety of stunning fish to keep everyone excited. The profusion of unusual species attracts the well-informed world travel diver to the region. Amongst the most photogenic are the lacy scorpionfish, the leaf scorpionfish, the dwarf lionfish, and the cockatoo waspfish. There are 10 different species of the ever-photogenic amenity fish in Papua New Guinea and 37 species of one of the reef's most beautiful constituents, the colourful butterfly fish. For the macro photographer, there is over 500 different nudibranchs. Their feeding habits make them distasteful to predatory fish. Mike Ball's Reef Ecology program helps to develop your ability to see unusual marine life that is rarely encountered elsewhere in the world. On a typical seabed, there'll be found remarkable highlights, including the pegasus, flying gurnards, frogfish, shy blue ribbon eels, and the spectacular mantis shrimp. Seahorses abound in shallow water amongst seagrass and algae. Ghost pike fishes are also found in sheltered habitats close to shore. The common cuttlefish is seen regularly. It's an efficient, deadly stalker of any unwary prey that gets too close. This spectacular flamboyant cuttlefish changes from drab brown to flashing flamboyant when disturbed. Equally remarkable is the mimic octopus that can imitate a sea snake and other marine life as a defence mechanism. The World War II-era Blackjack B-17 bomber is arguably the largest and most well-preserved underwater plane wreck in the world. Along with a group of B-17 flying fortresses, it participated in the near annihilation of the 7,000-strong Japanese troop convoy on July the 11th, 1943. On its return trip, it ran low on fuel and made an emergency landing several hundred metres offshore from the remote Boga Boga village. Since the wreck lies at a depth of 48 metres, it's recommended for experienced divers. Step back in time when you visit the delightful Boga Boga village, where you'll be made most welcome by this traditional Melanesian community. Here you can relax and unwind inland, a perfect way to end your holiday from the depths of the sea. At the very dawn of time, as the shape of our planet was still evolving, a group of ancient granite fragments finally came to rest in the southwestern Indian Ocean. Today, Seychelles' 115 islands lay spread like emeralds over almost 1.5 million square kilometres of azure water. The granitic islands cluster around the principal island of Mahai, while the more numerous coral islands extend in a gleaming arc toward the shores of East Africa. Most remain virgin worlds, all remain sanctuaries to some of the rarest and most exotic life forms on our planet. In tales of adventures lost in time, pirates and Arab seafarers navigated the course of their destinies through these waters, leaving little but legends. Today, the islands of Seychelles is served by the youngest fleet of Boeing aircraft in the world. The main island, Mahai, is home to the international airport and gateway to the Seychelles. Victoria, its wonderful capital, is the pulsing part of the nation. With a population of only 80,000 spread over more than 1 million square kilometres of pristine blue Indian Ocean, it's never crowded. That's around 15 square kilometres of ocean for every inhabitant. For 2 centuries, Seychelles has been a melting pot of race, tradition and religion. The tropical sun fusing this ethnic diversity into a happy, welcoming people. The rich Creole culture is everywhere. You can feel it in the rhythm, you can hear it in the music. Unique to the Seychelles is the matcha, hailing back to the days when after a hard week, plantation workers would dance beneath the palms to the pulse of the goatskin drum. Inspired by nature's wondrous forms, sculptors and artists have created a unique style of art that's distinctively Creole. Internationally renowned artists made the islands of Seychelles their home, and their inspiration is everywhere around them, from Creole architecture and in the myriad of colours of nature itself. But most of all, Seychelles' inspiration is at islands and island hopping. Every island is different, and that's the joy of Seychelles. Traditional ferries sail between Mahai and the islands of Praline and Ladigue. In these days where travel means hasty transits and faceless airports, and crowded roads and trains, step back in time and take a real journey. Time stands still on Ladigue, where ox carts hold sway on the paths to the dream beaches. Beaches that are internationally rated as among the finest in the world. Seychelles is a natural, unspoiled sanctuary, a modern-day haven for those yearning for the space to breathe the purest air and stroll the powder-soft sands of endless beaches. Gently eroded by sea, wind and sun, magnificent granite outcrops have become works of art, sculpted by time itself. This is how Seychelles has always been, and this is how Seychelles shall remain, as pure as it gets. What greater freedom than to have the pleasures of the island at your own pace, with only the wind to accompany you on your way? Explore as far afield as your imagination takes you. Cruise back in time to a land of sheltered coves and secret bays, and get lost in the magnificent island paradise that is Seychelles. Tahiti or our islands is a destination offering a unique opportunity of meeting with the magic of everyday Polynesian life. No sooner had you disembarked your plane, you'll be enthralled by the hospitality and joy of life. The island of Tahiti deserves some lingering. Its heart provides a very good stretch of water to the Polynesian people, who use it for training their favourite ancestral sport, canoeing. After some strolling about the city centre, a visit to the Pearl Museum, and after spending some time admiring the neo-colonial styled City Hall, make sure you don't miss the market and its palette of tropical colours. Here reigns a warm and convivial atmosphere, and you may find a whole range of traditional products and truly Polynesian art and craft objects. If you are so lucky as to stay in Tahiti during the month of July, you'll attend the famous Haver Festival, a celebration of the Polynesian culture. Finally, there's nothing better than a truck, the local transportation means to embark on a complete visit of the island, to numerous fascinating sites, such as the Nagunarium Ipunaria, where you can take a glimpse of the sea and lagoon marine life. Not far from here, you'll discover the Museum of Tahiti and her islands. considered a true guardian of Polynesian culture. When continuing your visit towards the peninsula, take a visit to the Arahura Marae, where in time you may attend a magnificent historical show. Finally, after a stop at the International Golf Course or at the Gauguin Museum, whichever you might choose, the peninsula and its wild landscapes are awaiting you. Not much further away along the east coast on Circle Road, explore the adjacent deep valleys and enjoy the magnificent cascading waterfalls. Green tourism in Tahiti is widespread and varied, and there are many trekking tours that can be experienced by either walking, riding on horseback, or in a four-wheel drive car, which makes it easy to discover the fabulous landscapes of the interior of the island. Your Circle Island tour will end up with a visit to such attractions as the Point Venue's lighthouse and the mausoleum of the latest king of the Pomare dynasty. Then at dusk, when the city lights up, you can hang out on the famous so-called luloks, which will offer you lots of various food specialties. For those who will not have the opportunity of attending the magnificent singing and dancing shows performed during the Hiva Festival, each hotel on the island will offer its own shows to its visitors. Undoubtedly, this first magnificent visit to Tahiti will help you determine your next destination to one of the 118 other islands and atolls in French Polynesia. Join Latitudes again when we next trek the globe and explore fabulous and exciting holiday destinations. For further information regarding any story on this episode, log on to www.pbtv.com.au. This program is proudly supported by PATA and Always Dive Australia.